Okay, welcome to the Motivated Mummies Show, where you can find inspiration, motivation, and collaboration. So today I'm here with Catriona Stiles. You're an improvement mentor from Kent. So thank you very much for joining us today. Do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit?
You're welcome. Yeah, so my name's Catriona. I'm 41-ish now, but I'm a mum of 3 kids. Mm-hmm. I've got a little boy who's 5, and I've got twins that are going to be 3 very soon.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so quite a lot of stuff going on at home. I'm an engineer by trade. I studied engineering, and I've worked in manufacturing my whole career. So for 20 years, I've been working in lean manufacturing. And lean is all about trying to make things more efficient in manufacturing. So I've been looking at trying to make things easier and trying to get things right first time, and doing all this good stuff at work, and never really thinking about my own personal life. When I was single, I had lots of time, had lots of energy. I was younger. It was easy, and I think when we had the twins, so at that point when they were born, I had 3 under 3. Life became very, very hard work, and suddenly it was like, we need to change things a little bit at home. And so I started to make the connection about, right, how can I make life easier at home? Because clearly I cannot do everything anymore. So started looking at the principles of trying to make things easier at home, making things easier for people to help me at home. So making visual, stop doing some stuff that I was doing that didn't need to be done. And just making our family work more as a team and getting people to do stuff together. And that's the principle of what I've been trying to do, because I suffer with postnatal depression. And my husband and I went through this rotation of one of us would try and do everything to help the other one out. And then we would be burnt out and have to swap. And it was just a cycle of and not being in a particularly great place. So we've done a lot of things, and I just want to share that with other overwhelmed mums. Basically, that's what I was trying to get into, that you don't need to do all the stuff. Like some of the things that we do is just because of expectations. So I've stopped doing some stuff, which we can talk about later, but also just managing all the tasks that need to be done and the responsibilities that have to be there, and trying to make it, more visual. So I have everything in to-do lists. I'm try and make myself organized, because I cannot remember everything anymore. My mental capacity has reduced. I don't know if that's just me, but baby brain has never gone away.
I hear that a lot.
So it's really about making things organized, automating some stuff, and sharing the load between myself and my husband and my kids
and your children.
Getting them to do some work, because this is not a hotel anymore. We just can't operate like that. So that's
because it's interesting that you say that you need to share it with the whole family. When I was a single mum for 8 years, I often got my girls to chip in and empty the dishwasher, put their washing on, and from a very young age they could cook a meal and basically look after themselves. And I felt really guilty, but it was a case of I had to do it, because I couldn't possibly work full time and run the house and look after them, so they had to help. But now I'm like, well, that's they're really independent now. They're 17 and 20, and they're so independent. And it's crazy that we feel so guilty for asking, but it's for their benefit, isn't it?
Exactly. You're setting them up in their adult life to be able to look after themselves. So that is part of being a grown-up. And so hats off to you for doing it. It's a lot of people feel like they shouldn't, but they want to get involved. And actually, even the 3-year-olds are quite interested in doing some stuff. They want to help out. So, you know, give them a bit of entertainment.
The younger you can get them started, the better, isn't it? It's so much easier to ask a 3-year-old to help than it is to ask a 15 that's done nothing for 15 years.
I haven't got to the teenage years yet. I don't know how that works. But I guess if you get them into the routine and it's always been part of it, then that sets that level of expectation.
So what would you suggest is one of the most important things to master about being a working mum in regards to children and home life?
So for me, it's managing expectations. So from yourself and from outside. So things like, for some reason, when you get married or you have a partner, you somehow take on writing Christmas cards for his family, and you all managing those expectations. So, you know, I've had that upfront conversation with my mother-in-law to say, like, I don't have time to do that. That's my husband's responsibility. If he happens to not send you a Christmas card, I'm sorry, that's not down to me. So I don't do any of that anymore. And things like, now my son's at school, there's a lot of expectations of they've got to have like a handmade outfit for World Book Day and things like that. And I don't have time to do that. And I'm not going to beat myself up about that. I am going to buy like something from Amazon that's coming next day. It's just being realistic, and you don't have to do an amazing birthday party with lots of stuff. The kids don't need to have that necessarily. So it's just being realistic about expectations and not putting on yourself tasks and work that don't need to be done.
I love that. I think so many women are going to be able to relate to what you've said, because instantly I was conjuring up all these images that I've had over the years of, you know, trying to hand sew something at 11 o'clock at night and why? We don't need to on ourselves, do we?
No, it's not adding value. You know, it's not like the purpose of why you're there as a mum is not to be making an amazing outfit. If you love doing that, great. And you get joy out of it.
So I want to ask you, Motivated Mummies Show is all about giving mums a quick boost of inspiration and motivation, and also to really help to instill good mental health. So do you have any top tips that you found that really help with you staying sane, staying with good mental health?
I've got to say daily meditation. So I use the Calm app, and I've found that I think especially if you're sleep deprived, like just having 10 minutes makes you feel refreshed and just makes you be able to breathe again. And I do know that days I don't do it, I definitely feel more anxious. So yes, and you know, daily meditation and trying to get outside if possible, I find just giving yourself that time to breathe.
And that's good to hear that coming from you, because I tell my clients to do that often, but sometimes they say, but you know, your children are older. And it's hard for me to go, well, yeah, but it's still possible when they're little. So it's nice to hear from somebody who's got young children that it is possible. It's not, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's possible to give yourself that little bit of time.
Definitely. And I think they've said that, you know, if 10 minutes of meditation can be like equivalent to 30 minutes of sleep, you know, and when you are sleep deprived and you're so tired, it really, it's not an equivalent to a night's sleep, but it's enough to just take you off the edge. I definitely recommend it.
Oh, great. So in your career, you're an improvement mentor. So if the ladies are listening at the moment, how can they help to organize their life and get a little bit more calm? You know, what advice and what tips can you give?
Okay, I think the thing I find most common about people's to-do lists is that they're really not realistic about what they can achieve in a day. So you have to be a bit more realistic, and you can have things called SMART targets, but you need to be realistic about what you can achieve and have something tangible that you can go through and think about your capacity. So in a day, you only have so many hours that you can fit stuff in. And you need to think about, okay, what can I actually achieve in that time? If you overload yourself, then you end up just feeling in a perpetual cycle of not getting things done, and things roll over from one day to the next. So it's really about managing your tasks, prioritizing them, hopefully not having any tasks on there that you don't need to actually do. So one of the main things about lean is trying to take waste out of your life and out of your business. And I can help people look at how you take waste out, identifying what is your value add. So the whole purpose of lean is knowing how you add value, and that's the same in business as in life. Like, what is your purpose? So at home, that might be, I just need to survive. Like, if the kids are clean and they're fed and they're healthy and everyone's clothed, I've done my job. Just taking it right back to the basics. And in business, it's what is your value added activity? Is it making something? Is it the service? And then identifying all the other stuff that you're doing. Is there a way of eliminating it or minimizing it, delegating it, subcontracting it? Those sort of things. So what you've got in front of you is a clear list of tasks that you can do, and they're in a priority. That means you're doing the right things first, so you're getting this big out of the way, and that's so that's something that I look at, is just task management, and setting out capacity, and setting your tasks into daily buckets. So today I've got this, tomorrow I've got this, and then once you've got that set, you can stop thinking about it. I don't really know what I've got to do tomorrow, if I'm honest, because it's all written down, or it's on Trello, and it's gone. And when I get back to work next week, everything will be set out. I can pick it up from where I left off. I'm not going to be spending another 2 hours sorting out what I need to do. It's all set there. So it's just being a little bit more organized and being a bit prepared, so that when you have got time, you're being as productive as you can be, because you're ready to go.
Yes. So do you find that really helps with your work-life balance? Because
yes,
work is your work, and then when you finish working, do you find that you're completely focused on the children, or do you? Yeah.
I mean, the one caveat to put to that is social media, because you can get distracted, and I go down the stories rabbit hole quite a bit. But yes, I do. Like, work is work, and I'm not thinking about that unless I have something really going on. But yeah, I do manage to split it between work and home, and I think that in this year has been a big transition point for me, because I'm not stressing about my work. And I likewise, when I'm at work, I'm not stressing about all the stuff that's not happens at home, because I know it's going to happen, and it's all doable. It's not unachievable. It's not overwhelming anymore. So yeah, I have found that much better. I used to have, before I had kids, I would have sleepless nights and be worrying about work and working all night. I don't do that anymore, and maybe that's an age thing as well. But my shift in expectations on myself is work, and that's when I'm there, I'm very productive. So I achieve what I need to do, and then
really important to hear, because I speak to so many mums who they say, oh yeah, I'm self-employed for my kids' benefit, and then when you really look into their day, they're on their phone 24/7 working, and they're not giving their children the attention, and then they've got all this guilt that they're not working properly enough, and they're not being with their children enough, and they don't feel like they're doing either one good enough. So this said is an absolute prime example of how to get rid of that guilt and to get that balance right. Just be so focused.
Yeah.
If you're at work, be at work, and if you're at home, be at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if people want to work with you, do you take on any one-to-one clients? Is there someone specifically looking to work with? Who can you help?
So I do one-to-one, but I'm also do some sort of workshops locally. But as a one-to-one, I'm looking to help people just with, so mums like in my situation, who were in my situation, who've got that overwhelm, and they just want a little bit of guidance on how to see the wood from the trees and set your stall in order. But I also help businesses. So if you're looking to try and take some waste out of business processes, then I can help with that as well. So if you've got a process and it's taking you too long, or you're always getting issues with it, then that's something that I can help with as well. And I have on social media, I'm Lean Living Catriona, and Catriona is Catriona, just to be complicated. And I've got a website which is www.catrionastiles.co.uk. And on there, I'm just sort of sharing tips and tricks that I'm finding, things about decluttering and minimalising, because the lean and minimalising and clutter is all related. Clutter is just another form of waste. So yeah, one of the clients I've got, I'm actually helping look at decluttering, but it's looking at it from a more root cause point of view. Like, why are we getting the clutter? How do we stop it coming in? You know, what's the root cause of problems? So yeah, any of those issues, then yeah, please get in touch. I really want to help other women that were in my situation.
That's brilliant. Well, you've really helped me just in this short time, because everything you've said, I'm going over and I'm thinking, right, later on I'm going to do that, or oh yeah, I could be doing this differently. So you've already my clogs turning, thinking, oh, you know, I'm already thinking, oh, I could do that, and I shouldn't be doing that. And so hopefully, listening, I'm going to be taking that on board, and they'll just be tweaking the way that they act, behave, you know, for the next for the whole of
it. Exactly. It's continuous improvement, and the whole idea is that habits take a long time to change. So just do little bits, but you have to keep changing things little and often, and eventually it will become easier. So that's good to hear, Tammy.
So thank you so much for taking time today to speak with us. And when we post this, you can drop all your links in. So with the
lovely.
AI, we'll be able to find you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, and it's been really, really.
You're welcome. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's been really good to talk to you.
Excellent. Right, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.